Hello and welcome to Elseworlds, a DC fan podcast. My name is Jordan. With me, as always, is Chris. How are you today, Chris?
I'm doing great. It's been a long day, but it's been some good times. Got some Arkham City playing in there, so it's really not that bad of a day.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah, I want to go back and play some more Arkham at some point here. I started replaying Asylum maybe like a year ago, but I never kept up with it. Asylum for me is the toughest one to get through because it is just so much more slower, I guess you'd say. More confined.
hmm Yeah,
Takes
and,
a bit
and
to
that
get going.
that poison ivy fight is a pain in the butt, and you can't glide the way that you can in City. Yeah, I hear you. I think Asylum has the best, most concrete story, and I like the silent predator mode. But the stealth stuff in Asylum is a little more accentuated. But I think City is just like you are Batman, baby. You go in there and do some damage. So yeah, we're gonna be talking a lot of Batman today. I got a cool idea for you. You ready for this?
Yeah, yeah. Break it down for us.
All right, so I wanted to talk about Batman, and I wanted to talk about the movies coming up, and I wanted to talk about what we've had, and I thought, well, we kind of have already given you what we like and what we don't like. We know our rankings for the most part for these Batman movies, and that's kind of a stereotypical show, just doing the rankings. So today we're going to take one thing from each Batman movie to make our perfect Batman aesthetic, what we want to see in a Batman film or the components that make up Batman for us personally. And when I mean component, like for example, I'll start off with 1989. Batman 1989, one thing I like about it is that Gotham feels like a really weird place. It's kind of old timey, it's kind of modern, and I'd love to see that done with today's technology where it's kind of doesn't look like any place you've seen. I think the Batman did that a little bit, but so with Batman 89, I would take the aesthetic. I would take the what Gotham looks like. I would take the vibe of the movie as the one element of the movie that I would take. You could take a lot of things. You could maybe maybe there's a choice in there that you would like. Oh, I'd love to see them do this. Maybe you really like that style of Alfred, or you want to see some Vicky Vale in there. Whatever you want. Each movie, there's a different thing you could take from it. It doesn't have to be like, and you can get creative with it, but just what jives with us as Batman fans for each movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah, at first I was thinking when you proposed this that like we're kind of building our own Batman. Like we're gonna take the suit from this one or the his Bruce Wayne from this one. Is that kind of what we're going for? But also
Yeah,
including like Gotham and Alfred and stuff.
yeah, like the whole thing. But yeah, like if there's a Batman movie that you're like, this is the suit I want to see. This is the suit I want to see as the model for what we going forward. Absolutely, that's certainly something you can say. Um, that sounds like it sounds like a lot of fun to me. I just want to basically celebrate all of Batman cinema in a way that I don't think we've done before.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I got it. All right. So do you have any other, I guess, parameters that we should know? Like, are we uh do you want to kind of outline it more to you know we're gonna have Alfred from whatever. Like, do we want to pick our own Alfreds each, or do you want to kind of let it be free roam of
Just
if
free
I want
roam
to
what you like.
touch Alfred, you don't want to touch Alfred in this type of thing?
Yeah, just free roam whatever you think,
Okay.
and you can contradict yourself later on because that's fun. Like if for example, if you like the Batman versus Superman Alfred, you can be like, you know what? I know I told you I like this Alfred, but I like this Alfred too. Uh,
Hmm.
and you can
Okay.
kind of tailor them. Say I want to mix the Alfreds. Maybe I want a bit of a sarcastic asshole, but I also want who kind of fights with Bruce, but I also kind of want that old timey butler thing going on.
Right. Right.
Um, so yeah, sound like a plan.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I've kind of given you what I would take with 1989. What would you take? And let's do it in chronological order. What would you take from Batman 89?
Hmm. It's a good question. I don't know if I would take much from 89. Um, Maybe the Batmobile. I think that is, for me, the most classic of the Batmobiles, where it actually kind of looks like a Batmobile compared to. I don't like the Tumbler from the Dark Knight trilogy. While I think the car is cool in the Batman, I hope that gets upgraded at some point. So if I'm thinking Batman, I'm thinking Batmobile. I'm thinking more like 89 or just even the Schumacher ones,
Hmm.
just a classic Batmobile. Let me see if I can find a picture of it from 89. Oh, yeah, that one's good. Yeah, I'll take the 89 Batmobile.
I like that a lot. It's actually my favorite Batmobile. It's kind of what I think all the Batmobiles are competing against because the Adam West Batmobile didn't really do anything for like what Batmobiles are to the general public. It was just this car with a red Bat logo. And, I liked what they did with Robert Pattinson's Batmobile, but I agree with you. I want to see that progress and evolve into something more than just a muscle car. But, a great start with that. Uh, I like that pick. Batmobile is really freaking awesome. With returns, I want to see the snow. I want to see a Christmassy Batman movie. I think Batman and Christmas work very well together. You saw that with Arkham Origins, which is a great Christmas video game. I think Batman in the snow, Gotham cold as hell, dark as hell. I think you can do a lot of things with that. And I just love that aesthetic. If you're not going to go Halloween with Batman, you kind of have to me, Christmas is perfect. So for returns, I want that chilly, frosty vibe, that bat logo with the snow covery look. That's what I'm talking about.
Nice. Uh, Man, I don't know if I would take anything from returns. Unfortunately, I think I am probably, if I were to take something from there, it would be more of the characters that are involved, maybe, but not like their style of characters. Like, I do think this is probably the closest Catwoman we get to comic book Catwoman, but I still don't really care for her suit. I don't like the stitched up look that it kind of has. But if I was going to take something from it, I would say maybe I would just take the fact that Catwoman is present. I think you need. I think if I was building my own Batman movie here, I would definitely have Catwoman present. Now, if we're talking DCU, I'd probably lay off Catwoman because we have Catwoman in the Batman franchise right now. So, but for my own personal thing, I think I think I have to have Catwoman in there.
Yeah, I like it. And, the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman is iconic. I don't love the Stitch look as well. But I mean, it's something that sticks with you. You remember it. It's a legacy that is definitely there. And until Zoe Kravitz, I don't think there was a better Catwoman on screen. Maybe Anne Hathaway, but no, I'm gonna go Michelle Pfeiffer. So I like that pick with it. I Returns is a movie that I don't think is many people's favorite. I like how dark it is. I like how serious it is, but it kind of contradicts that with the anatomically weird penguin, the grossness of all of that. And, there are some stylistic choices I do like in that movie. I think a movie that you can't sell to kids, dark and gritty, yeah, I kind of enjoy it. But like it's kind of a nasty Batman movie. But yeah, I know that's going to be the one we're having trouble picking stuff from because it really changed the direction of the whole Batman franchise, and not in a great way.
Yeah. All right. So I guess. What, Forever?
Forever, yeah.
Hmm.
Batman Forever.
I don't know if I would take anything from Batman Forever. I do actually like this movie more than most. I would more than most people do, I guess. I don't know. It's got kind of a cult following, but I do like the Gotham look here, actually. So originally, I was gonna say Gotham from the Batman, but I think I'm gonna take Gotham from Batman Forever.
I like it.
Kind of like the
I love,
neon light
yeah,
vibe of Batman Forever.
I do love the colors of everything Schumacher. I think the
Yeah.
vibrancy goes really well with the dark black Batman stuff. It really pops. I think they're beautiful films. They're just not beautiful stories. That's really the biggest problem. I love Batman Forever. I actually think it's one of the movies you can turn on at any time and just watch it. It's great. My biggest complaint with Batman Forever and really all of these movies until you get to Christopher Nolan is every villain is trying to be the Joker, and it makes no sense.
The other
It's
thing
a
I would take, actually, I just thought of it, is
hmm
um, Robin. I don't mean Chris O'Donnell. I just mean having Robin in a movie. We
yep.
haven't had Robin in a movie forever, since Batman and Robin. So for me, that's another thing I'm taking is just the fact that they have Robin. Even if you wanted to do kind of the same sort of story they did in this, where they introduce Robin and Dick Grayson losing his family and stuff, I think that is that is pretty good.
I loved the ending of Batman Forever with Two Face. I loved that he threw a bunch of coins up, he lost his coin, and then he dude, that I don't know why I love that so much, but I love it. Batman's understanding of his villain, Two Face, his obsession with the coin, his obsession with both sides of it, the duality. I I don't necessarily like Tommy Lee Jones' performance because again, I don't understand why Two Face is so Joker-like. Same thing with the Riddler. But I really like a lot of the things and elements they put into that Two Face. So with a better performed, better written Two Face, I like the foundation they have for Two Face, if that makes sense. Because Two Face is my favorite Batman character, not villain, not named Joker.
Right, right. All right, what's the Batman and Robin?
Yeah, and we're not allowed to skip this because that would be too convenient. You know, I want to see Mr. Freeze, and I honestly don't think Arnold Schwarzenegger was that bad considering this movie was supposed to be camp. It was supposed to be the modern day Adam West. They were trying to bring it back. It didn't work. It was horrible. The back credit card. This movie annoys me to no end, but take away some of the puns. That's a badass looking Mr. Freeze. You can't tell me that if they didn't drench him in silliness, that wouldn't have been an intimidating Freeze.
I'll agree. I'll take Mr. Freeze as a villain from the movie. I wouldn't have it the same tone as this movie, obviously. Um, I remember them playing like hockey with a bomb or whatever. I don't know. It just a little too goofy. A little too goofy. I'll also take the nipples and put them on the suit. How about that?
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. I'm not
no.
taking that.
Yeah, I look. My biggest problem with the movie, on that we're trying to talk about things we like, is they made Alfred's niece the Batgirl, which is weird. Like, why would you do that?
Mm.
And then he puts nipples on her Batsuit too, which is it's just a. Alfred is making some weird choices that I am not okay with. I'm a little annoyed with it.
He's a
I
little
don't.
pervy in his old age.
I don't like Batman and Robin. I don't like it. You know the problem with Batman and Robin is when I first watched it, I loved it because I was a kid. I saw it in the theater, and
Right.
there are
Same.
things about this Poison Ivy in this pretty awesome. Uma Thurman, I'm not gonna lie, pretty awesome. Um, but yeah, this movie, yeah, I'm just gonna have to take the fact that they had a cool design for Freeze. I'll take the design only. The design only.
Okay, so then we had a gap until Batman Begins.
Did we? Yeah, we did. Oh my goodness. God, I could take so many things for Batman Begins. So many things for Batman Begins. And I'm gonna take the League of Shadows. I'm gonna take uh Liam Neeson's Ra's al Ghul. I think it was absolutely perfect. It gave something outside of Gotham. It gave an anchor to how the start of Batman, and it was so beautifully done. I think it was menacing. It set up things for later in the series. I'm going to take Ra's al Ghul and the League of Shadows, the League of Assassins, whatever you want to call it. I am big fan of how they did that. I thought that was the best it's been on screen.
Oh boy, what would I take from Batman Begins? Um, I kind of have a cheat answer for the three Dark Knight trilogy here. I really want the Alfred from them, so I'm taking Michael Caine, Sir Michael Caine, as the Alfred from these films, um, as my Alfred.
I probably should have done that too, to be honest. He's the best Alfred. He really is.
All right, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I don't even know anymore. God, sorry.
Moving on to Dark Knight, or
Yeah, let's move on to Dark Knight. Yeah. So the Dark Knight is pretty iconic. I think most people are going to say Heath Ledger Joker. I still haven't seen a Joker that lives up to Mark Hamill's Joker, though. It's an unpopular opinion there. I am going to take for the Dark Knight. See, this is hard because it's a perfect film. You can do so many different things with it. I'm going to take, you know, he's the best Commissioner Gordon. I'm going to take the Commissioner Gordon for the Dark Knight, and specifically him in this movie was pitch perfect. Gary Oldman is the best Commissioner Gordon.
blasphemy? Blasphemy. Um, I will take Aaron Eckhart as Two Face. Um, so I am kind of rebuilding Batman and Robin here because I'm having Two Face and oh, never mind. Two Face was in Batman Forever, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah. So
I kept him for so I couldn't go Aaron
yeah,
Eckhart.
so I'm going Aaron Eckhart, and I'm actually going to give him a lot more to do. He's not going to die in my film right away. So I'll have Aaron Eckhart as Two Face in it. I'm not taking Joker. I'm trying to stay away from having a Joker film in my adaptation here. And
I don't want to take Joker because we can't repeat that performance. Like we can't have that Joker ever again.
I mean, you
So I
could. You
can't.
could literally just take him.
No,
It's a
but see,
fantasy world, right? There you go. You can build it
I
however you
guess,
want.
but like, I mean, we're trying to build the perfect. I don't know. In my head, you can't take Heath Ledger's Joker because it cannot be reproduced.
Well, yeah. In a fantasy world, you could. You could go time machine. You bring him back.
All right,
Um,
Booster Gold, let's get on it.
There you go. But yeah, I'm taking Aaron Eckhart here. This is the only thing I'll really take from the Dark. I already have Alfred from this, by the way, but this is the only thing I'm really taking from the Dark Knight. So Dark Knight
Yeah,
Rises.
it's all right. This movie annoys me in so many ways, and I like it, but it annoys me in so many ways. Let's see, all the things I don't like about it. Um, God, this one's hard. I really like Bane taking over the city.
Hmm.
I don't necessarily love the Bane, but I love the Bane taking over the city. I love Crane being the judge and sending people out of the ice. I love the no man's land kind of portion of this story. Like, I love the idea that Gotham is screwed. Batman is the only thing they got, and they're disconnected from the world. So I will take the situation from Rises, and hopefully have a better writing and a more intimidating Bane with a less ridiculous voice.
I'll take Lucius Fox, Morgan
Oh,
Freeman.
someone had to take him. Damn it. Yeah, that's good. There's so many things I could have taken for the Dark Knight. I was like, ah, my God.
Yeah, I'll take him, and we can move on from this trilogy.
And then
BVS.
there was one. Oh no, BVS. We got to do BVS. You know, you took. I want a warehouse scene. I want the ultimate brutality of Bruce Wayne. I want Batman to be this menacing, coming through the walls, this intimidating, the scare factor. So that's what I'll take. The physicality of Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is the perfect looking Batman. He I'm just gonna take Ben Affleck and his physicality as Batman. He's kind of, if I have to pick a Batman, just like you give me any of the Batman actors to make a movie with that doesn't connect to any of them, I'll take Affleck.
All right, so I'm going to take two things from this movie. I'm going to take the suit because I like that it's like an actual just cloth looking suit, and that's
Mm-hmm.
what I would use in my film.
It's perfect.
And I'm going to take his Bruce Wayne.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm a big Ben Affleck guy. And the other thing, if I could take another thing from this movie, it would be the Alfred, because I haven't really grabbed an Alfred yet. Should have grabbed Michael Caine. The best.
You still can, right? I mean,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess we're just taking all the things and said one thing, to be honest. But yeah, I'll take the brutality of Ben Affleck's Batman, and I will take really the most sarcastic, awesome Alfred. There, I'll take it. I'll take him as my Alfred. I can work with that.
all right. So now the Batman.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. Can I take the theme, the musical
Yeah,
theme? Yeah, I don't think it can be beaten. I used to think Danny Elfman's Batman was going to be the only Batman theme for me, but bum, 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 bum. It's either that or Pattinson's suit. Pattinson's cowl is the best cowl we have seen. I want more of the cowl with the hooded uh, cape and like,
collar
oh,
type thing.
that's yeah, it's so perfect. That cowl being separate is like one of my favorite aesthetics, and the ears are perfect. It's the best cowl. So I gotta have the cowl, but I gotta have that theme.
Okay, I'm going to take his Batman because he spends so much time as Batman in this movie. In my movie, you'd see more Batman than Bruce, so I'm going to take his
Hmm.
Batman. We have Ben Affleck's Bruce style, and I'm going to take the music as well, not just the theme, but I'm going to have Michael Giacchino scoring the movie with the Batman score because I do think it is a really great score. Michael Giacchino is one of my favorite composers. I've been watching his stuff since Lost in 2004, listening to his soundtracks,
Yep.
since then, and I've been following him with what Palpatine would say with great interest, watching his career with great interest. So, um, yeah, yeah. So I think I'm taking. Let me just make sure that's all I had from here. Is yeah, I'm just taking the music and Pattinson Batman.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Pattinson Batman, Ben Affleck Batman, they're like this for me. It's like they're my two. I think they are the most iconic at what they do, to be honest with you. I love so many things about the Batman. I watched the Batman 8 times through, and it's was out in 2022. I think I could have taken Alfred in this. I think I love Alfred in every one of these. But yeah, I love that the mob, had a presence. I love that, you had Falcone, you had Maroni, you had the Renewal Fund was a very interesting take on that. The political aspect with the Riddler and the Forgotten People of Gotham compared to this Bruce Wayne figure, who, other than his parents, seemingly has everything. The eat the rich kind of mindset of a Catwoman. There's so many things that I love and chew up on the Batman. I think it's the best Batman film in terms of putting everything I love about Batman. So really, we're talking about our aesthetics with Batman, our perfect Batman. I kind of got it in 2022. The detectiveness is an angle is a very
Yeah,
good
that's another thing I would
villain.
take is I want
Hmm.
him to be able to solve some stuff. I liked having a mystery to solve. I liked all that stuff.
In the Batman Part Two, I like to be there to be more action, but I still want that detective noir kind of a feel to it. Yeah, I love the Batman. So anything for the Batman, I'm probably gonna just take. It's if I have to take one movie, it would be that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's our build a Batman film, right? Was there anything else that
yeah.
we wanted to take? Because I is there any piece of Batman we're maybe missing that we didn't say?
I want to see Robin in there, but I don't want to see Robin done the way it's been done.
Right.
And I want to see a Joker. If I could, I want to see a Joker that aligns with Mark Hamill Joker. You're never gonna have the voice perfect for that. It's got to be a little original. But I want to see that style of a Joker on the big screen. That's my
That's
wish
what I want
list.
to. You mean like tux, purple
Yeah, the
tux,
purple suit with the green bow
clown prince
tie,
of
the green
crime?
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, Harley Quinn as actually Harley Quinn. Like, I'm fine with her being the anti-hero and being cool and everything, but look, Harley Quinn murdered a lot of people before she was a good girl. Come on. You know, I want the whole Joker as stuff. And the thing is, none of these movies have really given it to me. I've never really liked Jack Nicholson's Joker as much as everybody else did. It's my hot take with Batman '89, and I want a Joker like the animated series, like the Arkham games. Somewhere in between that is kind of the perfect amalgamation of what I want. Even Return of the Joker, Batman Beyond, the animated movie, that was such a great performance. Anything that Mark Hamill touches is fantastic. I want to see Joker in all his goddamn glory because he's the best villain, and he keeps getting shown in Batman movies. But I feel like they're afraid to go full Joker.
Yeah, everyone already probably knows my hot take about Joker, right? I haven't seen a live action Joker that I really loved. The closest is probably Cameron Monaghan from Gotham. I think he did a really great job, and they had him wearing like the purple suit and stuff. I really liked that. Um, that's like the closest I've seen to what I envision, but still
Hmm.
not fully nailing it. Um, but yeah, so uh, I would love that. That's why I'm kind of staying away from it in this build a Batman movie. And my villains here are Two Face and Mister Freeze. I think that's a cool dynamic, no
Hmm.
pun intended. And then if we were to build another one, then obviously I'd have something like Joker in it, but I would have it like you said. I would not be taking from any of the live action Jokers. I'd be taking the Mark Hamill Joker from the Arkham games
Hmm.
because I think that's a more darker Joker they could use for a film.
Hmm.
Uh, while it also still has a lot of the same aesthetic from the cartoon, same voice, same aesthetic. Um,
It's like the
yeah,
adult version of the animated series Joker.
right,
It's
right.
exactly what it is. And I would have two. We'd have the same villains, Two Face and Freeze. I'd
You had
have
League of
Affleck.
Shadows too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I have League of Shadows. Ra's al Ghul, Two Two Face, Freeze. You can do a lot of fun stuff with that. I What I think I would do is Two Face and Freeze would end up working together, and Two Face would cross Freeze, and Freeze would help take Two Face down, and then Batman would have to take on the League of Shadows while all this is going on.
Yeah, maybe he like double crosses him in a way where uh something happens with Nora or something, right? And then
Hmm.
he has to take it out on um Two Face type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually would love a story in which Batman and Two Face, I mean, Batman and Freeze almost have to work together. I would love if Batman Freeze is the reluctant sidekick of Batman. I don't know how it would work. You'd have to write it in a way. But Freeze, I like the idea of Freeze as a tragic story and a guy who falls into crime because he feels like he has no choice, rather than the just sinister asshole who has nothing but self-interest. Like, he's doing it for Nora. That works. I've seen some storylines where Batman's like, "You're not doing this for Nora. You're not. She didn't even like you. You put her on ice. She couldn't even deal with you." But dude, I'm a big Freeze guy. I think the suit's the coolest thing in comics. Well, that's not the coolest thing. It's one of the coolest things in comics. And the freeze gun is awesome. That's why I wasn't really clamoring for Matt Reeves to do freeze, because I was like, they're gonna like de cool it. They're going to be like, oh, it's just a guy with some technology, and you know he wears a blue hat, maybe.
I don't know. I think people overstate that with the Reeves thing because we've really only seen Riddler in his world. And Riddler is a character you don't need the green suit. Like I would have done the green suit and everything, but
Hmm.
I think he's more intimidating with how they did him. Actually, a little bit more. Uh, I don't want to say realistic, but I think they could do a because if they follow the way that like Long Halloween kind of goes, right,
Hmm.
where the story starts out in year one, right, where he starts out facing more of these uh lesser villains, the mobsters,
Hmm.
and then ends up kind of causing some of these because Batman is out, these crazy
Here comes Poison
villains.
Ivy.
Right. Exactly. Then you have these other characters come in, so I'm kind of giving Reeves and company a pass a bit until I see what they do with their second villain before I say that there's a trend that they're going to make them all grounded, because I actually don't think the Batman is that grounded. People say that they took what the Dark Knight did and made it more grounded. I really don't think so
Well, I
because
mean, they had him in a squirrel suit jumping off the top of the building, hitting a bridge, and then stumbling, and then just walking off. That's
yeah,
not very grounded. So,
no, and what I think people mean by that is I don't really know because Gotham is more like Gotham is more Gotham in this than it is in any of the Dark Knight trilogy.
it doesn't
Um,
look like Chicago.
right, where we see Chicago in like broad daylight all the
Pittsburgh, it
time.
doesn't look like Pittsburgh.
Uh, so for me, it's like they nailed so much of the aesthetic. Maybe the car isn't as fancy, but again, this is supposed to be a just starting out Batman. It's like in year one, year two, right?
Hmm.
So I'm gonna give them a little bit of time here and see what they go with. If it becomes a trend in the next film, then obviously I'll be like, okay, they're going more grounded or more realistic with their villains. They're not going as fantastic as they could. But I do think Freeze would work. I mean, his design would be a little different, but I could still see them giving him like the dome and
Hmm.
the suit and the gun and stuff. I mean, like that doesn't seem like out of place the way some people make it seem like it would be.
Yeah, I guess it is technology instead of mystical stuff. It's not like you'd have Ra's al Ghul at a Lazarus pit. But I've heard so many rumors about the Batman's villains. I saw a big thing circulating that Hush was going to be the villain, and I'd be down for that. That would be really cool. I seen they were going to do Clayface at one point, and then they were going to make Clayface an actor, like a master of disguise that way. I've seen so many
That's how he
different
was
things. I'm
originally.
kind of yeah, I'm waiting to see where it is. I think there's something to that Master of Disguise thing. I just don't know which way they're going with it. It makes me think Hush is possible. I'd love to see Hush. That's a story we need to talk about on this show. It is. I love Tommy Elliott. Give me all the Elliott you can get, and yeah. So I'm okay with Hush. I'm okay with Hush. I don't know if we're getting it, but I'm okay with it.
I still have to read Hush, so I guess I should do that. All
Yeah,
right,
I have the Absolute Edition. It's glorious.
want to talk some logos here?
Yeah,
Bat
let's
symbols?
yeah, bat symbols, bat logos.
All right, top 5 YouTuber watchers will see the actual thing. We'll do our best to describe them. Again, this is Chris's top 5 Batman logos. So break them down for us.
All right, so number one's the Arkham logo. You see variations of this. I like that narrow point. I like the sharp wings. It looks like a batarang. Why I love it so much. It looks like a traditional batarang. I'm not team yellow oval if you couldn't tell. I'm not a big yellow guy. Yellow's my least favorite color. So I love Batman logos that don't have the yellow oval. But I love the points. It's just so sinister. It's like a batarang. Number two, I'm gonna go with the traditional Batman logo, and it's it's kind of like the Michael Keaton Batman. It's a little simplified without the yellow oval. It's just classic. It looks great on a shirt. It is iconic, and it can fit in the oval if you need it to. Number three, we're going to go the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight logo. Again, another one that can be a batarang. You got the points. I'm really into the pointy Batman logos. And how I feel about the Dark Knight and Batman Begins, and I can be a symbol, Alfred. I can be a symbol. I love it. So it means so much to be number three. Number four, I'm gonna go the Batman. I think it's the most original logo. I think it's the one that's the most different than all the Bat logos. And I think it's amazing. It can still be a Batarang. You can detach it from the chest. I cannot believe they came up with a Batman logo so distinct from all the rest. And then number five, Batman Beyond. Who doesn't love Batman Beyond? Terry McGinnis has a cool logo to work with. Big fan of it. It's just the red is it's a vibe. I really enjoy it. Batman Beyond logo is badass and one of the best bat suits. Period.
All right. Ours are mostly the same here, just in different orders. I've got number 1 as I don't know what to call this one. It is the most classic one you see on all the Batman merchandise. Um, I would probably put the yellow oval on it though. I can take or leave the yellow oval. There's times I want it. There's times I rather have just the black and the gray. Um, but yeah, I think I would put this one number 1. This is what I think of when I think of Batman. Number 2, I have Batman Beyond. I really like the red. I really like the sleek, really sharp points on this logo. Uh Very futuristic looking. I think it works really great on the Batman Beyond suit. It's no surprise, I don't think, to many people if you've been listening. I really like Batman Beyond. I kind of call him DC's Spider-Man. I think he has some very interesting very interesting overlaps with Spider-Man mythos and stuff, and Spider-Man's my favorite superhero, so to me it all kind of checks out there. Number 3, I have the Dark Knight one. It's also the one that sits in our Elseworlds logo. but uh, I'm not too fond of like I don't have fond I don't know memories of this suit at all or anything. I just think it looks close to what you would think of when you think of Batman, but it does kind of fit the vibe of the Dark Knight trilogy. But I don't know. I think it looks good. I have the Batman at number 4. This could easily probably be number 5 as well. It looks more like you're seeing a bat flying towards you, right? Then
Hmm.
I think some people think it looks weird because it's not like I don't know how to describe this. That's not like aimed up. This almost looks like aimed up. All these other logos. This looks like it's flying towards you. You got like the shorter wingspan. You don't see the back of the wings because he's diving at you, and I think that looks really interesting. Like you said, it's probably the most creative one. And then number 5, I have you called this the Arkham one. This is something that was used, I think, 2009 onward as well, not
Yeah,
just Arkham, but
it's
um,
very new 52, I think.
yeah, it's
But
pretty classic looking as well. It's like a mix of one with the Dark Knight logo. Is
what
kind of
was
how I
cool
would
about
put it.
this logo is you've seen it before, and it's slightly different every time, but it's the same concept.
Right, right. But for me, this was hard to do because I really lean more towards one than any of these other ones. Uh, what I would probably also say is I was looking at Batman logos. I couldn't really find um, the one I like. Let me just make sure it's not one of these already. I guess. But when they do the new Batman Adventures instead of Batman, Batman the animated series, it
They
just
have the caped, the Batman with like the caped with the words. Is that what you're going for?
no. Look, I'll share this real quick. Let me
Okay.
share this. Oh, I guess it's not letting me share that. Hold on.
See if I can get it up here. Oh, I see. I see Batman: The New Adventures. Let's see. I'm not seeing a logo though.
Like the one on his suit,
Oh
um,
yeah, yeah. That's pretty awesome.
which is close to these ones as well. But I just really enjoy. This is why I feel like I'm so like take or leave the yellow oval because I really like it in Batman the Animated Series, but I actually really liked when they did the new Batman Adventures. He got a more sleeker look, and he
And they
had
have the
this
cape
bat.
over the shoulders
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I love that. The cape around Batman is so awesome. I that should be more of the style. I agree with that. But like Batman has so many different things you can do to like his appearance. He's the most versatile in terms of appearance. Like I there's not that many things you can do with Superman. It's blue, it's red. It's usually yellow, sometimes Kingdom Come it's black, but
I
um
think there's more you can do with Superman, honestly, because you can
no,
draw the S different and stuff. Like I feel like the bats can only be a certain amount of ways. Like when I was looking at
we've seen
his
a lot of cool
logo,
bat suits.
what?
We've seen a lot of cool bat suits.
Yeah, I guess like suit overall. But if we're just talking the logo, I feel like you can do more with the S.
It's pretty close. I always take Batman over Superman, but I do love me some soups.
All right. Anything else about Batman or his logos or the Batmans we built?
No, I don't know. I think I should have come in more pen on paper. This is what I'm thinking about each one, and then freestyling it. Um, in hindsight is always 2020.
It is.
But
And soon hindsight will be 2023 because we're almost approaching 2024. So
not that close. We got a few months.
just two, two more
Holy
months.
crap! Wow.
Yeah, but I just want to say this too. Today, the day we're recording this on Wednesday, it's been a
Mhm.
year since they announced James Gunn is taking over. I was just going through my time hop, like right when we were getting on this call, and it was a year ago today that James Gunn was announced as the
Wow.
head of DC Studios with
It's
with Saffron.
let's see. It's got to be like what 6, 7 months since we started doing this.
March you joined full
March.
time after Shazam.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, 7 months.
Yeah. It's been 7 months. So yeah, it's pretty cool. What episode number is this? 55?
Ooh, good, good question.
Oh, let's
Uh,
see. Now I'm gonna go into the app and see, my podcast app and see.
I can check. I can check. Hold on, just
Okay.
a sec. I think we're at 54, honestly, but
It was a decent guess then.
we are on
54.
at 54. Yeah,
This is
54.
54. Yeah. Kingdom Come was 53. I had a lot of fun with the Kingdom Come talk. I thought that was really fun. And then
Yeah, I got
comic
some good news for you too.
recommendations. Oh, what's up?
For Kingdom Come, I got the issue. Okay, this
Yeah.
is the new. It's not showing well. This new World's Finest, where they revisit Kingdom's Come. Kingdom Come. I'm gonna try to write a review for it,
Awesome.
but I got some good news for you.
What's up?
This will make your day. I think this is gonna make your day here.
Okay.
Everybody knows on our Kingdom Come discussion, you were not happy with the way that Bruce ordered steak. Okay.
Yeah, it drove me nuts.
Okay. So in this story, our Superman and Batman from the universe of this book go to visit the Kingdom Come universe. They both go to eat at planet Krypton,
Well, that's cool.
which is the same place that they were eating in the other one.
Mm-hmm.
And our Bruce orders steak medium rare.
Woo! That's my boy. That's my Bruce.
I
Yeah.
I read this and I laughed and I thought of you, Chris, because I was like, okay.
Yeah. That's my Bruce Wayne.
I wonder if Mark Wade got actual feedback about that.
Well, look, I,
Because
I
it's the same
actually,
writer. It's the same writer. You think he would write the same thing, but
yeah.
I think
So,
this
so
also
I,
shows the difference between the two Batmen. I think that's fun.
yeah, I think this Kingdom Come Batman originally, had the life sucked out of him, so he didn't realize he was being miserable by choice. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but Bruce, way to stick up for the world. Medium rare steaks. It is the most important thing you can do. Not really, but it's pretty important. I mean, if you want flavor.
I
I had
recommend
one the other night. I had one the other night. It was freaking delicious. It was like right in between rare and medium rare.
mm,
Oh, mwah.
not to spoil my review for when I write it, but I do recommend anybody out there, if you're interested in World's Finest, if you're a fan of Kingdom Come, read this. As you all know from a couple weeks ago when we talked Kingdom Come, I wasn't crazy about it, but I kind of really dig what they're doing in having our versions of the character uh, visit the Earth. And Flash opened up the issue. Like I was digging it. All right,
I'm gonna have to catch
I was
up to
digging
that
it.
series. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to catch up to that
yeah. What is
series,
this
and then we're
issue
gonna have to
20?
talk about it.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
issue 20. Um, yeah, if you read even just like the first 6 or 7, we can
Right.
dive
Yeah.
into that, and then dive into more as they
We can do
go.
chapters. That gives us chapters of it. That
Yeah,
gives us more
yeah. We'll
content.
we'll do
Cause
the arcs or something.
yeah,
Yeah,
the dry spells. Yeah. It's gonna be a dry 2024, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah,
Prohibition, basically, for DC content.
yeah. Definitely. I kind of like. I really like what they're doing with this story so far. So
Nice. Yeah. Dan
recommend
Moore is
that.
the man. I can't recommend his art enough. He's the man.
Flash issue 2 comes out this week, I believe.
Hmm.
So my plan is to go after work tomorrow and pick that up.
You know what I just read? I read Dawn of DC Wonder Woman #1.
Oh,
Read that
really?
last night, and I freaking loved it. I might have to like I don't have a pull list or anything. I haven't gone to comic stores to get like I haven't been current forever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, shit, do I have to go to my comic book store every week? Shit. Um,
Oh, Jesus. I have 4 comics waiting for me tomorrow.
yeah. So I might have to figure that out because I need like I need that next Wonder Woman issue. The premise was very interesting to me. I was like, that is really creative and really like culturally significant to where we are right now.
Hmm,
Like, I don't know if you've read it, but it
I have not.
was something. I'm not going to spoil anything from it, but first the art was fantastic and the story knocked my socks off. It was very culturally significant to what we're going through in America right now.
Wow. So I have
I'm trying to read some of this Dawn of DC stuff because it's pretty damn good.
after next week, after this week, I have 2 weeks of no comics.
Shit.
From the way that my books I've subbed to are scheduled, I'll get 2 weeks off. Gives me time to catch up on them. Because I have to catch up on Superman Lost, which I've been trying to read, and I've got World's Finest Teen Titans as well by Mark Waid, which has been good. I think that's just a mini series though, but it's been good. But yeah, so we have a few fun ideas coming for you all down the
Hmm.
pipe here for new episodes
And I'm
of the
trying to think
show.
of more too. Like we're gonna get creative with it.
Yeah, so stick with us here as we get ready to dive more and more into what we are bringing to you. It won't all just be comic or movie talk. We have some other ideas, kind of like this one
Hmm.
that you just listened to.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we're gonna have fun. We got to space out our content with the comics and the movies so we don't go through all of them like in a
yeah, all
row.
the classics.
Like like and all of a sudden on Comic Talk #84, we are going to talk about a Batman Detective Comics number 736 from
Yeah, yeah. Eventually, we'll fall into all of those.
actually it sounds like a fun rabbit hole. Some of those Detective Comics one shots are really good.
Yeah, I'm currently reading a lot of Spider-Man right now too because I'm trying to find my next Spider-Man issue to talk about on Spider-Man Book Club, which I've guessed on a few times here. Um, JJ from there reached out to me asking if I want to be on again. I was like, crap, I have to find another story. So I've been reading a lot of Spider-Man, trying to find the next story I'm going to talk about on there. Over on our Marvel pod, Ron and I will probably be jumping on sometime soon to talk about Spider-Man 2, the video game. I've beat it. He's supposed to be beating it tonight, I think.
Me and
Um,
my WebMV will be listening with WebMV.
yes. Yeah, so we will
I
be
don't have a
talking that.
PS5, so I will be listening to you two. I'm looking forward to it. I'm so glad you guys are friends. We can talk together. That's fantastic. So I will be listening to that episode. Cannot wait to hear about the game I cannot play.
Over on the Pod Awakens, we'll be doing a listen, like a watch along live on
Hmm.
YouTube, and then you can also listen to it on a podcast feed later
Yep.
as a commentary if you want of the Phantom Menace, episode 1. We'll be doing that
Friday, November 3rd.
Friday, November 3rd. We don't have a time yet, but just keep your eyes peeled on socials for when we put out what time we're going to be starting that Friday, November 3rd. Also on there, I just put a new episode up as a bonus where I took an episode from my other show, Films for the Very First Time, where Casey and I each pick a movie. We rotate picking a movie that each one has not seen. So in this case, we covered Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Casey had never seen it. And I
Ooh.
thought that's a good episode for the Pod Awakens because it's Star Wars related. And if people really dig Rogue One, they can
Mhm.
listen to that and see what it's like to have somebody experience that again for the first time. So we
Rogue
talked
One
through
is my
that.
fave, so yeah.
So that's now up on the Pod Awakens as well as a bonus episode for anyone that wants to listen to that. Yeah,
Nice.
I think that's
That
it. I think
sounds
that's all
cool.
I have to plug. So
There we go. There we go.
yeah.
Yeah,
So there it is. Anything for you, Chris, before we head out? You want to share your Twitter or anything?
I'm at Footballman58 and at Multiversal Omni. I'm on both very sporadically. I actually haven't been doing a lot of social media because I've kind of just been focusing on life, which sounds weird when you say it out loud. But if you like football stuff, I write for Russell Street Report. I actually just realized I'm supposed to write my four downs post for this week tonight. I don't really feel like it. So that might be done tomorrow. We'll see. Um, but yeah, if you like the Ravens, I got stuff for you at RussellStreetReport.com. And, Football Man 58, get a mix of everything.
Yeah, and if you're a Steeler fan, just remember what Bane did. Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Bane had a good idea. Bane had the right idea. He wasn't right about everything. When it comes to what is now Acrisure Stadium,
I
what a
don't
weak
know. It's
sauce
Heinz
name.
Field.
What a weak
It's Heinz
sauce
Field.
name. Um uh blah.
You can follow the podcast here at elseworldsdcfan on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We also have a blog that's in the link there where Chris
Mhm.
put up a nice ode to Arkham Asylum since the last time we spoke.
Yep.
So really well written there. That's where all of our reviews will be too when we
Nice.
write comic reviews and any other great updates that we decide to share on there. You can find on the blog, which is in the show notes below or in the show notes on your podcast feed.
I might, if I keep picking up this Wonder Woman story, I might do an article about that because I thought that was one of the most interesting comics I've read in a while. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, and I've debated like putting news on there, like when we get news and like my reaction to the news. But sometimes I'm like, let's save it for the
It's just
podcast.
white
I don't,
noise,
I don't.
man. It's just people screaming into the void. There was
Yeah,
really no news to talk about today. The SAG
yeah,
after strike is really preventing news from coming.
yep.
Even with stuff even stuff with the writers, it's hard to go because you don't have people to make the projects.
There is something interesting. I was watching a new show on Netflix called Bodies,
Hmm.
and when I was looking at the credits, it says it's based off a DC Vertigo graphic novel
Really?
written by Cy Spencer, who just passed away 2 years ago. Um, but yeah, it is based uh, uh, off the same name, so it's called Bodies. Um, DC Vertigo. So I don't know if you're hungry for DC content. I'd watched the first episode of that. I enjoyed it. The premise is kind of like there's these bodies that are found in the same exact lane, spread across decades. We're talking 1890, 2023, 1940 something during World War II, and 2053. So it is it's kind of seeing all of this stuff from our four main characters' perspectives as they are discovering this body at the beginning of the episode. Um, I don't know what
Interesting.
I don't know how accurate it is to the comic because I haven't read it, but after I watched the show, it's a limited series.
Hmm.
I'm going to dive into the comic and see if I can find that because I'm just interested. I've never heard of it before, but
Nice.
uh,
Maybe I'll check out the show, and maybe
yeah,
that could be a thing we could talk
yeah, we
about.
can even talk about
Eh,
that. Yeah,
if I like the thing, I'll read the comic too. So
yeah, there you
yeah.
go. So anybody out there thirsting for DC content as we kind of near this 2024 where there's not going to be much, I guess check out Bodies on Netflix. It's a DC Vertigo show. So
I highly recommend watching Justice League Unlimited on Max. I'm on season 2 of it right now. What I do is I watch 1 or 2 episodes when I don't know what to watch. And so I'm slowly getting through it. It's not like I'm like binging it, but like, hey, if I'm having a day where I don't know what I want to watch, there you go. I should catch up on all the Star Wars stuff I need to catch up for you and Ron with. The only problem is it feels like homework a bit because it's like, oh, I should do it, so then I watch something else. Um, but
Yeah, I gotta keep watching the Arrowverse too.
mhm.
So I'm on my way through that still. It's just I've been
We haven't had it
swamped.
updated a while, dude.
Since season 8, Armageddon. Wasn't that
Yeah,
long ago.
it wasn't that long ago. I mean, we had Ahsoka and now Loki. Um,
Yes, and I
keeping us
currently
busy.
have been watching, playoff baseball and my soccer games I've been watching and football. It's pretty much been a sport filled time here in the house. So it's been I've been this time of year is always like I'm watching less scripted stuff at this point of
Yeah,
the year. But
I tend to watch football Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So.
yeah, and I don't like I usually watch some of those games. I don't even get to watch all of them, but yeah, so it's been a busy time here.
I had a 2 week vacation coming up, so 29th through the 11th. So
There
I'm
you
going to
go.
try to take like 3 days to just do schoolwork and try to get the whole semester's work done, so I can just have fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
And you can binge bodies. Okay, we'll wrap it up here. Uh,
That sounds kind of dirty when you say it
yeah,
like
sure
that.
it does. We'll wrap it up here
Just
at
going through
Elseworlds
bodies, man. Just going
DC
through
fan
bodies.
on all of our socials. Have a great rest of your week. We'll catch you next time here on Elseworlds.